Hello everybody and welcome back. Lars here. We're going to go ahead and check out some bad leads, turn them into good ones. So Vulpix lead, get Cottony out of there. Fire and cotton balls do not mix. Throw in Ducklett. You never ever want to throw in Chincho. I'll explain why later. Throw in Ducklett. So we go ahead, we do our thing, and they bring in Seal, no problem. We're going to throw this Bubble Beam. And a lot of people, they'll use Brave Bird and Aerial Ace with Ducklett. Don't do it. Always use Bubble Beam. I love it. It's great baiting material, and you know what? It lowers their attack, so it's kind of like a twofer. Go ahead, and Chincho is back. Well, Chincho's in for the first time, and let their Icy Wind do whatever it wants to do. We're going to charge up this Thunderbolt. Here comes another Icy Wind. No problem. There it is. And then they do catch our attack. We do a charge move +1, but you know what? They catch it, no problem. We say goodbye to Vulpix, and then we wait a few seconds, and who do they bring back in? They bring in Seal, which tells us one thing, that is that they have Ducklett in the back. So, no problem. Let this Icy Wind hit us and throw this Thunderbolt. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead, immediately switch to Chincho, and you know what? Totally fine. 2 Bubble Beams plus a Brave Bird equals, they cannot get that last Brave Bird or Aerial Ace off before we use 2 shields and then throw our energy ball. It's just not possible. So here comes the energy ball, like so. There's that, and one last little boob, and that's it. It is done. So always be aware. So another bad lead. Obviously, Cottony is out, Ducklett is in, and what we're going to do here, just let this one hit us. Some people like to, shield the first one so that the second one, you do a Bubble Beam, breaks their attack, so the second Body Slam doesn't do as much damage. But usually I found when you do shield the first one, they will swap out, so you'll be in trouble. So no problem, don't shield, and you'll still get 2 Bubble Beams off, which is going to force them to shield, and now they're down to, 0 shields. We are going to go on the offensive here. We're going to shield this one because they're nervous about us taking the lead, and rightly so, as you'll see why. They catch our Bubble Beam. There it is. We are bringing back in Cottony versus this Execute. No problem. Even though it is a Shadow Execute, guess what? We have, their attack is broken. Fast move, charm to death. That's that. So what's going to happen here? They're going to go ahead and they're going to bring in Ducklett. We have an energy ball with its name on it. So there we go. Here comes the energy ball. We don't get the attack break. Totally fine. So we say goodbye to our lovely little cotton ball. And then we bring in our Ducklett to, take this Aerial Ace. There it is. Chincho's coming in, and at this point, it is over. So there we go. They do throw a Body Slam here, but it's just kill it with the fast move. And fast move, that's that. All right, on to the next battle. So the next 3 are all Ducklett leads, and let me tell you, last season, the higher up you got, you'd see more Aerial Ace, or baits with Bubble Beam. Not so now. Lots of Brave Bird action. They're throwing Brave Bird right off the bat, getting you to use a shield or to kill your Cottony. So, no problem. I actually made a mistake here. I threw in Chincho against this Vulpix. You shouldn't, and you'll see why. It makes this battle so much closer. So we're going to go ahead. We threw the Bubble Beam, and then let this one hit us. All right, that Body Slam hits us. We're going to throw a Bubble Beam one more time. Now, this person opts not to shield, so we gain the lead, albeit we are down to 1 shield. So go ahead and, you know what, throw in this Ducklett. And the reason why is we want to preserve our Cottony. And they're going to use a Grass Knot. They're going right for the jugular. It does a huge chunk of damage, but no problem. Throw this Bubble Beam against their Ducklett. They do shield, which is great news for us. We are bringing back in Cottony, and Cottony's going to do its Cottony thing. Throw this Seed Bomb. They shield. Totally fine. So luckily here, trying to do the math in my head, we know it's going to be a Brave Bird. And now we're looking pretty good because we have that energy, a little bit of energy banked. They're going to go ahead, they're going to use this Bubble Beam, no problem. And then all it takes is one last Brave Bird to send this Chikorita packing. And that's that. On to the next one. All right, so another Ducklett lead. Just like before, use your fast move, charm it to death, or as much as you can. They're going to throw this Brave Bird here. There's the Brave Bird, and then they're switching immediately to Vulpix. We are bringing in Ducklett, and of course, let this one hit us. Body Slam, and then here comes a Bubble Beam. My favorite move out of all of Element Cup is Bubble Beam for sure. So here comes a Body Slam. Totally fine. Let it hit us. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to throw a bubble beam here again. Here we go. They shield, and so they're a little bit nervous. They want to, keep the lead. And totally fine. We're going to bring in Chincho. And with Chincho, don't shield here. Let it hit us. Their attack has been severely, severely weakened. There's a body slam. There we go. And then here comes, of course, Ferroseed, which is really popular, getting a lot of play, a lot of action. And remember, Ferroseed cannot know any charged grass moves. So everything it has, which is going to be Iron Head and Flash Cannon, Chincho resists. So it seems a little counterintuitive, but trust me, you're going to want Chincho up against that thing. So there we go. We're bringing back in Chincho. They are down to 0 shields, obviously. All it takes is one more Thunderbolt and then one more Bubble Beam and call it good. It takes them forever and a day to charge. So here comes an Iron Head. Use your last shield. There's that. And then here comes a Bubble Beam, and that sends them away and gives us the victory. So there is that. On to the next battle. What do we have? A Ducklett. Just like always, charm him to death. And then here comes a Brave Bird. Shield it. Here it is. And now they're going to switch. And they switch to a little leap. Now we're going to keep in Cottony for the leap. We're going to throw a Seed Bomb. They're going to shield. No problem. So we're going to play this one a little aggressively. Go ahead. Shield this Ancient Power. They have kind of double charged it. In hindsight, I probably should have let the first one go. Shielded the second one just in case they do get that attack and defense boost. But you know what? They didn't, so it's fine. Kill it with your fast. Get the Seed Bomb ready to go. They bring in Ducklett. Here comes the Seed Bomb for Ducklett. And there it is. They shield. And now we're both down to 0 shields. And so we're bringing in Chincho. They are bringing Execute. Now, here's what you're going to do. Go ahead and try to get this Brave Bird off. We can't. But remember, Chincho has a little bit of energy. And because Seed Bomb, thank you, Trevenant, got a little bit of a nerf, we get this Thunderbolt off before they can get off a Seed Bomb. And there it is. We say goodbye to Execute. And then at this point, this Ducklett cannot use a Brave Bird to kill us. And so throw this Bubble Beam and call it a day. There we go. That is that. On to the next one. What do we got next? We have this is a mirror match. And so I prefer Seed Bomb and Energy Ball. A lot of other people will use Seed Bomb and Grass Knot. Totally fine. Although Grass Knot gets off one fast move quicker, and so it kills us, which is fine. Bring in Ducklett and just farm it with your fast move. Get that energy. They're going to bring in a Chincho. No problem. Here comes a Brave Bird for them. Now they're within that range where had we needed, Ducklett to go back in, we would be golden. So go ahead. They do a good job of faking us out. We're going to throw this Bubble Beam, but they're telling me they got something in the back they do not want Chincho to see, which is probably a Ducklett. So we're going to go ahead. We are definitely going to shield this one. There it is. And then we're going to throw this Bubble Beam. And here comes the Bubble Beam. They opt not to shield to save their last shield. Here comes the Bubble Beam for Ducklett. Because they are down to just Ducklett, they cannot switch out to restore their attack. That means we're bringing in Ducklett of our own, and we're just going to be using as many Bubble Beams as we can. So there we go. They're going to go ahead. They're going to throw a Brave Bird here, and then they're going to get one more off against Chincho, but because their attack is broken, we are looking good. They're not going to be able to kill us. There's the Brave Bird, and then there's the win. There we go. Really good matchup, though. It was very, very close, and this is the only quote-unquote good lead you'll see. They switch in the Ducklett. When they switch in the Ducklett, go ahead. Don't try to fake them out. Just throw this Bubble Beam. Don't do anything fancy. Throw the Bubble Beam, then kill them with your fast. They're either going to go for Brave Bird right off the bat, or they're going to go Bubble Beam, then Brave Bird. Doesn't matter, because here comes a Brave Bird. Just kill them with your fast. So when their Chincho comes in, which it usually will, throw the Bubble Beam, and then throw the Thunderbolt. You can at least try to bait them, and it works here. And there we go. Here comes a Thunderbolt. And obviously, because our attack is weakened, it's not going to do as much damage as it normally would. But you know what? Totally fine. Bubble Beam sends us packing, but we are going to bring in Cottony. And they are bringing in Vulpix. At this point, it is over. They know it. That's that. On to the last battle. So another Ferroseed. Just like always, we get Cottony out of there. We bring in Ducklett. we're going to go ahead and we are going to throw this bubble beam, and then we're going to throw a another bubble beam. We're going to try to fake them out, and they do shield this one, luckily. And you know what? Did it affect the battle? Yeah, probably. But in the end, I think we still would have been okay. It would have been a 50-50 instead of a 100% chance of victory. But yeah, here we go. Here's a Brave Bird. Doesn't kill him. So they retain the lead, albeit they are down 1 shield. So here comes our Cottony. They're going to go ahead and they're going to throw a Thunderbolt. No problem. And here comes a Ferroseed again. Remember, Chincho. We need Chincho against this Ferroseed. So there's an Iron Head. No need to shield. Throw the Thunderbolt. And there we go. There's Thunderbolt. And then at this point, what they're going to do is they're just going to keep on charging, because it takes Ferroseed forever and a day to throw a charge move. So use one of our shields here just because we want Chincho alive in case it's something that is a Ducklett. So no problem. Throw this bubble beam, like absolutely throw it, because just like before, Ducklett doesn't have anything it can switch to in order to restore its attack or its defense. So they used a Brave Bird. We shielded it. That's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of